Hey everyone, welcome to the channel Codefarm. So today in this video we are going to talk about normal Kafka Producer use case and the Kafka Connect use cases. Recently I was going through one of the video, I don't want to take the name, and I have also seen couple of stories or articles around the Kafka Connect and Producer. So whoever is teaching the Kafka Connect, they are saying that in the production grade services no one writes the code for the producer and consumer, and they use the Kafka Connect to connect two systems altogether. I counter this, so I have seen both of the use cases and see what are the scenarios that one fits in and what are the other scenario that other one fits in. So there is a proper combination of both, proper use case of both, that they should exist or not. That thing I want to clarify in this video. So let's jump to the topic in here. So when we have the Kafka ecosystem in its place, so this is the one that is there. So Kafka cluster, it has three brokers running in here, and there is this topic, that is one topic created, that is order topic, and order service is the one that is getting some of the requests and it is pushing that order event into the order topic. So this is considered, I'm building a scenario in here. Okay, so that order topic, whatever event it is sending in here, I have a use case that a payment service need to consume that order topic in here, and at the same time there need to be a need to push whatever orders events order record is coming in. I want that thing to be available into the Elasticsearch also. So if there is any edit happening on this one, any delete happening on the order side, all of that state needs to be reflected in the Elasticsearch databases for the search capability in here. This is the use case that we have. And further, there can be a Databricks use case. Databricks means like data lake, you can say, where I want to push all of the record into one of the Databricks database for the analytics purpose. And these databases are there where I need all of the state, whatever is happening with the source event, order create, edit, delete, update, or anything that needs to be updated for sure on the further databases there. But what is that other use case saying? That the payment service, whenever that order is getting created, the payment service needs to be informed about that, hey, this order got created, so that it can process, it can do the payment of that order, right? If there is a order update is happening, let's say initially the pending state is there, it is moving to the payment initiated, it is moving to the delivery status, it is moving into the payment completed, order completed status, all of those update, payment service doesn't care about that anything. It is only interested in that scenario when the order got created. That is the thing. So that is the one use case. So that is where you see that the order service, whenever that order is getting created, it needs to publish an event into the order topic, and payment service need to listen to that one and process that one. That's the flow that it is going to be doing in here, right? And also that is the thing, that's all it is needed and nothing else in here. And all of the events it doesn't need to be considering in. So on the other hand, this Elasticsearch and this Databricks use case that is there, order service, whenever it is creating that record, it is storing that into the database also. The other database, it is saying that, hey, I need each and every insert, update, delete that is happening, I need an update of that one. So if order service has to put that publish that event for all of that state in a separate topic, and at the same time it is putting that record into the MySQL also. So this is the dual thing that is happening in here, right? So you have to publish so many events for that, and that insert, update, delete can happen from other sources as well also. So this is where I need to keep two of the databases, in sync. there is this two databases that I need to keep in sync. Whatever is happening with one source, other source also needs to be updated. This is where Kafka Connect is the best fit on this one. Like, so Kafka Connect, we already know how this work. It listens to the CDC of the source database, that is, and source connector. Source connector is the one that is connected to this one. It is listening to that one, and this is the sync connector that is there, and it is just whatever is happening this one, it is putting that data into the other database in here. And that is the best fit use case for this one. And also there is a complexity around this one, right? So okay, so this is the one use case. I'll just stop in here, that this is the best use case that Kafka Connect establishes, and we should use apart from the core producer and consumer writing that code for that all, right? This is the one. Other thing, let's try to fit in the connect use case for this one also. Like, if it is like create event, basically if I want to use in the MySQL Connect and the payment service in here also, because if even if we are having the connect also, it is also putting the record into one of the Kafka topic, right? Connect also creates the CDC and it is putting a record into that one, so it will be putting all of the insert, update, delete, all of that. Now payment service will be listening to this topic in here, and it needs to process all of the events that is there in here, and it is interested into when is there is a insert record in here, it has to discard all of the update and delete and all that. It will be busy in discarding all of that events that is happening around this one. And one more thing, just for this simple process where it is just interested in a specific business event there, not all the event, it needs to maintain one more cluster there, like, because connect is also a kind of service that will be running, and you have to manage that one and the configuration and everything around that one. Okay, so here and rest of the things, connect is also a kind of abstraction behind those producer and consumer logic that we write. It does that, all of that on behalf of us. The second thing is that second or third thing is that control. How much control do you have? If I'm writing my own producer and consumer, I have huge amount of control. Whatever I want to write, I can write that. If you are going with the connect route, there is a limited control on that one. There is a configuration, you have to give that, and it will do that accordingly for that one. So there is a trade-off that I'm trying to say in here, and that needs to be taken into account. I hope you got the picture in here that what are the use cases, and there is a nice story also I have written just to go through the point wise which scenario it is applicable in, right? So here it is saying that when to use a normal Kafka producer, like write your own producer and consumer also. You are emitting a domain events, the way that I say order created, payment completed, this is a business event. That is where you need the core producer logic there, right? You need a single clear intent that created, approved, cancel and all. You want full control over payload and timing there, because in the Kafka Connect use case, the CDC and everything is there, so there is a polling happening. Kafka Connect, it's CDC and whatever is there, it is, they will configure that, hey, after this time you poll the database, this CDC, right, and then write the record. And so there is a slight delay based on that configuration, right? But here I need that event immediately into the topic the moment it is arriving, so I can just publish that and it will be listening to that one. So that timing is also one of the thing there. Consumer should stay simple, that's also one of the use case. And what is the trade-off? The application must write to both the databases and the Kafka, and that is the thing that we are agreeing that I need this one, right? So consumer side also idempotency and all that needs to be taken care, and I agree, I can do that when there is a configuration and all. And when to use the Kafka Connect in here, you need full replication of the full table state that we just discussed, insert, update, delete and all that. The target is a mirror of the source, so that I said, right? So MySQL database data and Elasticsearch data needs to be in sync. If something is deleting, it also needs to be deleted. If something is updating in here, it also needs to be updated in here. That's the use case of the Kafka Connect. Another one use case is that we have a legacy database, where you need migration from the, let's say, MySQL database, and you need to migrate that database data into the Postgres database there, right? Here I know that hey, 100 fields are there, 100 tables are there in this database. All of that I need to migrate into the another database there. So I know if I have to filter out specific fields there, I can filter that out, modify it, I can modify that one. So if there is a very minimal change there, I can connect source, MySQL source connector, I can have the Postgres sync connector on the other side, and have the Kafka Connect do the job for me. Legacy database migration to the modern databases, Kafka Connect is the best use case for that one. Okay. The third point is you need initial load and continuous sync, right? So initial, this is the one that we just talked about. Legacy data migration, that is happening, and there is a continuous insert update record is happening, that also needs to be synced to the target database. That CDC takes care of that one. So it will migrate the historical data as well as the running data also. It will be make sure that it will be migrating that one. You want to avoid dual write in the app. The application only writes to the database, and that is where like connect and all, you do not want to do the dual write. There are certain use cases for that one also, where Kafka Connect is the best use case for that, right? So here this is the typical pattern, right? So database, Debezium source is there, and the Kafka topic it is putting in. Elasticsearch is sync connector is listening to this Kafka topic, and that's how search index is happening in here. And this is a side-by-side comparison in here, very short in here. The e-commerce application we just understood, like the MySQL is there, Kafka Connect, Elasticsearch sync is there, and it is publishing in here, and the domain event is that order topic, and this persisting into this one. Okay, so I hope this video is useful. My point in here was that to explain there is a use case for each and every technology stuff that is out there. Like, research about the trade-off, what is there and what is the best fit. It's not something is not coming as an obvious solution to you. There is always a complexity around this. If you're using Kafka Connect, you have to manage the connect also. You have to go with the limited flexibility in the code that you can have around that one. So keep that in mind. I hope you found this video useful. Want to see more videos like this one around the software backend engineering in here, so subscribe to the channel, and if you found this one useful, share it with your friends also. See you in the next one. Bye bye.